What's the news
This is
regarding Justin Bieber?
this is breaking. Justin Bieber. Remember when I was talking about all he's doing is smoking pot in front of the audience and doing nothing, saying nothing. And I keep saying, and my book keeps saying, real men don't go woke. It keeps saying men don't express their feelings. Here is a perfect example. Here's this guy not expressing his feelings, just smoking pot in front of the audience. For what purpose? What did that do? Well, breaking news today, he finally said, I know I'm broken. I know I have anger issues. He also said, I'm a real man with a real family. Before he expressed himself, because this is one of my definitions of a real man, before he expressed himself, he was not a man. He was just a wimpy little guy who did nothing. But he is a real man for standing up and talking about this. But here's what really got to me. He said, don't you think I know I'm broken? Don't you think I've tried to fix myself? And each time I do what whoever they are telling me to do, I end up talking and talking and talking about myself again and again and again. Typical therapy, all about myself, and I'm tired, I'm
Okay, so
exhausted, and I'm angry. Wait, so what did I do on your show? This is so riveting. I presented the frame it, claim it, tame it steps to managing your anger so that it is not about you. You frame what is going on, you step back and you take a look at what's going on and you say, who is that person acting so strange? You even can put yourself on videotape and not even watch it, but listen to your voice, your vocal intonations. I guarantee this kind of therapy was never done with him. So he's tired of therapy. He doesn't know what to do. Now, I know I have been with Stephen Baldwin, Haley's father. He and I were part of the same prayer group for media people in New York. He's a lovely man, and he's raised his kids with the Bible. They're all devout Jesus followers. And he said the only one who I can believe and trust is Jesus. Okay, before we run to the Bible, here's another thing that he can do: frame it, claim it, tame it, step back, see that person in the frame, not as yourself, not as the person who has exhausted you, and watch what is happening. Then claim what you're feeling from what you're seeing. And then you are capable, you are a real man to tame your emotions. Not the person who upset you, tame it. And you want to know how I know this is so potent? A woman, after I was on your show and we posted this, a woman came to me on one of the social media and said she was in the midst of an altercation with her car and they were fighting over a parking spot and she got into the three steps. She said, "Oh my God, it really worked." It is for everybody listening out there, please hear me. This will save you so much stress, so much anxiety. Step out of the frame. This is not about you, and see what happens. So, Stephen Baldwin, if you're listening, if you can get to, and I know you're just the father-in-law, and father-in-laws don't like to get involved, but if you can get to Haley and tell her there's another way of handling this, give me a call or have Justin give me a call and I can help him just like this.
I'm going to take this and listen. You're right. Going and talking to a therapist for hours on end about things that already happened, all it does is make you more upset and exhausted. Bottom line.
That's exactly what he said.
Bottom line. Bottom line. I did it. Someone told me go to a therapist, go through these old things. I went through some brain training, great stuff, but then I had to be asked and talk about all my old personalities, meaning personality of who I was in my life. And like all this did was exhaust me and piss me off and make me angry.
And that's what he said. He said it made me tired and more angry.
Fuck that. That's all I have to say is basically fuck that. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna basically go and live my life the way it is. The problem is we make a mistake. We allow what has happened to us and to make it our next experience because of what happened last time and say everybody else is out for themselves. So you needed to look at yourself in the mirror and say, what am I doing? And what decisions have I made to cause myself to get to where I am at? And
And
if
you're
it
never going to
wasn't,
see that. You're never
well,
going to see that unless you step back and frame it as though you're not even in it, because you're too personalized to it.
right. And when things become personal, it becomes bad. But the problem is therapists want to go and look at all those times that you did fuck up.
Your mother and your father and your aunt and your uncle,
Yeah,
your dog,
everything.
everybody had to do with this. But you know what? So I keep saying to people who I am coaching, what are you going to do about it? Not what are you going to do about it yesterday? What did you do about it the day before? But what are you going to do about it now?
Right,
Because you
exactly. And
cannot live in this kind of entropy constantly. That nobody can live in. You cannot have that and function. And it's not anybody's fault. It's you who must heal. Here's a Gildagram. He who is hurting must do the healing.
right.
But I have to tell you something. I am so proud of this young man. One of my friends is a producer, and he worked on a music video with Justin. This is many years ago. He said he was the most respectful, hardworking kid he had ever imagined. And he heard all the rumors that the kid's out of control. He's doing. He was so respectful and so picayune about every single thing they did. And that made me see Justin as a whole different
Right.
personality.
And here's the thing. People who are like this, like that are high performers, they think they can control their personal life the same way as they perform on stage. And that's the mistake.
Two
And
different
then when you
personalities.
fail, when you're not failing, when you're a high performer in the real world, in your personal life, you think the whole world's turning upside down instead
And
of
turning on you.
and turning on you when
Yeah.
it's out of your freaking control.
And that's one of the things that we all have to learn. I think that was the hardest for me to learn personally in my own life, how to relinquish control. I had to do it with you, Neil. I mean, I was not ready for Neil in my life years earlier. There's no question about it. But, you know, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And that's what happened. I was ready. I was tired of all the riffraff around me.
And
And
it's
then this guy, Neil Haley, walks into my life, and here is your testimonial, Neil.
I
He walks
appreciate that.
he walks into my life, and I go, "Oh my God, he's the one I've been looking to work with all my life, and I didn't know it."
But I wasn't ready for you then before.
Bingo!
This is where we got to look at things. I wasn't ready for these high performers that I'm working
Right,
with now and my clients.
right.
I was
And we
ready for
both wrong.
I was just ready for some, and that's where we all grow to we're finally ready.
And we
And
will
then we
drive
don't know when that time's coming when we're ready. But
You know,
we
you just said something so smart. You weren't ready for me. I wasn't ready for you, and the universe didn't know that we even existed, one another. But when you are ready, somehow you give off a vibe. You just kind of know. And I have been solicited by so many people who want to work with me. This happens constantly. So many people want to work with me. What could you, what can they do for me is the question. And then I find out they haven't read my bio. They haven't read my books. You know, I went out with Prince Albert. He read Don't Bet on the Prince before he even took me out.
well,
Now
that's good
that's
study.
a guy who just,
That's good. That's good studying.
that's a
All
guy
right,
who
so
just,
go back to Justin. You
okay.
think Justin's on the right path?
I
Has social media given them props? Has anyone given them props for finally figuring this
No,
out?
of course not. This just happened. I just saw it. I just saw the news released on page 6. That was the instant feed I got this morning, and I said, "Oh my God, Neil and I have got to talk about this because for one person, I'm very impressed with this new development in that he is admitting, acknowledging what is happening to him. That's the first step. That's usually the hardest step for young men. So he's admitting this, and now he has to find an alternative route. I could provide that. If Stephen will get in touch with me, I'll be happy to tell him.
So why can't you get in touch with Steven?
I don't have his information.
It's not difficult. This is the other thing why you have me.
Okay,
Steven, I've
this is
interviewed
not tape.
Baldwins. I've interviewed Baldwins on my show. I have contacts to the Baldwins, not the one, not the one you wouldn't want to talk to.
Oh, yeah, I've spoken to Alec a lot.
Oh, so you know Alex too. No, which Baldwin am I out thinking about?
We've spoken a lot
No, which one is the
at
main
parties.
Baldwin?
Is the what,
Which
Baldwin?
which one's the big Baldwin? The biggest, the one that has the six
Alec,
kids. Oh,
with
yes.
all his millions of kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoke to him when he was with his first wife, Kim Basinger.
Oh my.
We were at,
Okay.
we were at
See,
a
see,
Hamptons party.
okay. All right. So go to drgilda.com right now and contact her. And Dr. Gilda, I keep telling her, create some videos now you can help people. Well, you're helping people right now on TikTok, on YouTube, and platforms, not just for LinkedIn where they just want to see business. You're providing that value, and I appreciate you coming by.
Well, the woman said, "Look what happened. I was in a parking spot fiasco. And look what happened. I used your three steps. Frame it, claim it, tame
All
it.
right. Which book
Oh,
is that available on? Where do you write about that?
I don't remember. I have 19 books. I don't remember which one it's in.
All right. So you got to go purchase all 19. Appreciate it, Dr. Gilda.